This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons, like Chris, Clinway, Metalligo Phaleon, Ariel, Adam James, CeeLo Redwind, Dimos, Sprocket, Christoph Haas, Centra, Amy Veras, Casey Schaefer, Bobby Forbridge, and Omage Cat Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcian. No, wait, I stopped saying that. Hello, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 65. I'm Lukile Bravestone. I'm joined today by Yazz and Maela and Yazz. Welcome. Hello. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about spoilers. Today's spoiler episode, so please, if you haven't cleared them MSQ or done Return to Ivalice, this is not your episode. You should probably go away.
Probably.
Before we do that, though, before we talk about that, we are going to talk about the All Saints. Oh no, sorry, yeah, All Saints Wake Halloween event, the Season 5 feast rewards, and we're going to address the Remnants of a Realm controversy.
Do we have to?
Yes. In the poster today, it's going to be pretty much the same thing as last week. We're going to talk about, we're going to read some comments. It's going to be especially spicy because of that, what happened to Remnants. So, yeah, that's going to be good. Let's first just quickly mention that Speakers Reads. Yazz is going to take that one. Yazz is the next Speakers Reads. Tales from the Story.
Fun with that.
Yeah. And it'll be out by the end of the month, you know.
You're gonna be hearing me do a lot of English accents.
Look forward to that.
Like Geordie accents or whatever they are.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about Remnants of a Realm. Okay. I need to. This is a very a lot of people are very split on what happened here. So, to those of you that for some reason have no clue what I'm talking about, Remnants of a Realm was initially released on October the 19th. And I had added, it was Halloween themed, but it was not only Halloween themed, it was supposed to be a story there. However, initial reactions were, this was a hot pile of garbage. So the thing is, before I posted that video, I had that video was already delayed. It was supposed to be out the day before, but because I kept changing stuff, and things took fucking forever to render, it took a while to get it out. I also made some changes underway because there's I'll get to the other part, but so when I posted it, I was not sure if that was gonna work. That what I had gotten out to do was people were gonna understand it. That thought didn't hit me though until it started like uploading. That's when I was like, oh, I don't think this one's gonna fly well. So right before, because I upload this right before I go to bed, I think it was like, I want to say 11 p.m. my time-ish. I think that's when I published it. And I just read the first few comments that ticked in. 2 of them were positive, but then the rest were negative. And then I thought, okay, it'll fly by tomorrow. And then I went to bed. And as I was falling asleep, I was like, you've made a grave mistake. This is not going to work. So as I woke up, it was confirmed by like the top voted comments that they just didn't understand what I was going with this. So and a lot of people probably then think that of course this was planned, you already had a normal version made. No. In that one day I had to redo the voice, I had to remake all the UIs, all the title cards. I had to re-record lots of scenes. then when I started rendering it, it was like it was a curse, because every time I rendered, the UI would glitch out. The thing that comes down with the information in the sidebar, that kept glitching out. Like it would flicker in and out of existence. And eventually, I think it was like on the 4th render, it was, it worked until I made it public, and I noticed that I think it's at the Scorpion. No, yeah, it's at the Scorpion Keep segment.
Yeah.
It suddenly disappears, but that's literally the best render I had.
It comes back.
It does come back when it's going up. So
yeah,
so that's the thing. Yeah, you are correct in there's a haunted episode. Now let me explain. In Remnants of a Realm was always meant to have an underlying storyline, and it was supposed to sort of culminate in an expanded universe where everything was connected. Chronicles.
Dude, we had a Speakers of Heidelin cinematic universe plan.
Yes.
It was gonna be awesome.
Yes. It was supposed to be connected to Chronicles. It was supposed to be connected to Secrets. Like Remnants, Secrets, and Chronicles was also going to be happening sort of in the same universe. So it was going to follow the same storyline. In Remnants, I had planted loads of clues. Now, especially in that Halloween episode, but in the other ones, there were like tiny clues. Like there are people in the background that are hidden. Some people standing in impossible places, impossible spots. There are certain things I talk about that don't really make sense that I talk about. There's some stuff there that's supposed to, if you go back and watch it again, you'll probably notice that there's something not quite right. Now in the Halloween episode, I thought, okay, fuck it, it's Halloween. I'll just go full mental. And I know a lot of people complain about the voice. The voice was supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be slightly boring because it was supposed to make you think this is completely opposite. Because if you listen to what Lukile is saying, he keeps saying he. It's not Lukile speaking, it's someone else. Though he does say Lukile at the beginning, he does say I once, but then it cuts to the music section and you notice his voice is much lower.
It totally reminded me of the intro to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's like that dude who's like, there was a murder in Texas. And he's just like, I totally remind me, like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, Maela is of course the Hulk in our cinematic universe. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I've decided after that that's not happening anymore. I'm gonna have to retcon a lot of the stuff that I've done. I completely sort of misjudged the audience for Remnants of a Realm. They're not there to watch a story. They're there to watch the information that's like they're there for the information and then moving on. They don't want to analyze a video. So that's not happening. So in the post show, I'm gonna ruin everything by showing the stuff that I hid in the old episodes. Maybe we'll show some parts of the haunted episode too. So yeah, that's that. Also in the post show, you can ask questions about it. I'll answer whatever I can. Which also means that Secrets of a Realm, which was slated for this week, is probably gonna get postponed because I have to rewrite the entire script. Because that script was supposed to be related to that Remnants of a Realm episode.
That sucks. That sucks so bad.
It sucks. Well, I mean, it is. I know it's about. The episode isn't completely gone. If you actually watched the episode, it's in your view history, and it's unlisted. So if you for some reason didn't have time to watch it fully or whatever, if you watch it while it was being removed, as a lot of people did, you can rewatch it now. It's unlisted. Go to your history and watch it there. But we'll also watch it on the post show, so stay tuned. We're not going to watch the whole thing because there's obviously cutscenes and stuff in there that we don't want to watch again. But yeah. Okay, so for more discussion on the Remnants of a Realm disaster, we'll save it for the post show. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what we've done in Final Fantasy XIV this week before we started talking about MSQ and Ivalice. Anyone want to start? I mean, yes, you've cleared Shinryu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done a little bit of Shinryu farming. I'm like this close to killing X Death.
Oh, nice.
Not Neo, but X Death.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So, but apparently, Neo X Death is a little bit easier actually than regular X Death, which I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, Shinryu. I did Shinryu. It was not really very hard. There's a lot of people comparing it to Thornton. I didn't find it anywhere near as difficult as Thornton.
Yeah, because I keep hearing that too. I think a lot of people mentioning the fact that that you have to keep watching the enmity list, which I think is garbage.
I mean, it sucks a little bit, but I have like a second UI that just has the enmity list like right beside my character. Other than, I mean, there's only 2 things you have to watch the enmity list for. Okay. Well, actually, two moves, but one thing. It's either like AoE lightning bolts or a big fire thing. Those are the only 2 things you need to watch for. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's everything else is very obvious when it's happening. And really, it's like the first maybe, I don't know, 2 minutes of the fight is difficult, and the rest is just stupid easy. Yeah. It's really not, in my opinion, it's definitely not as hard as Thornton was on release. So, well, there you have it. There you have it, folks. I said it. I said it, so it's fact. It's official now. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're gonna warn you when the spoilers happen. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Maela, what have you done this week?
I've been doing Kojin all week.
Oh yeah.
All I do.
What's your rank?
I'm like 1 quest away from whatever the next rank is. I think I've gotten up like 2 ranks.
Same with me,
4, 5, 6. I can't remember.
But
when does it stop?
When?
I assume is it the same as Heavenswood? It'll go up to like.
It'll probably go up to 7 is when you finish, and then 8th is a bonus one.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think it's how it worked.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I don't know how close I am, but it's been all right. The sort of actual story quest bits are kind of fun. They're cute. I
have not paid attention to any. Like, that's the first beast trap where I'm literally, for some weird reason, I can't care.
Someone told me that I really should, because it is better than the the Moogle. I mean, that's everything's better than the Moogle. But is it better than the VAF?
I don't know.
I doubt it. Right?
I think it's a cute storyline from the little that I've. Because I also skipped initially, but after I heard people talking about the fact that it's half decent, I did go back and read some of it. Apparently, they're making one of those No, it's not an old. What do they call it? A shrine? No, what?
They're making a little shrine.
Yeah, it's like a treasure.
They're making their own treasure vault instead of the one on the Isle of.
Because the red Kojin don't like the green one, so might as well make their own.
Massive spoilers there.
Is that a spoiler? Oh, sorry.
No, that's part of the. That's
part of the main. That's the old main scenario. So that's not a spoiler.
Like regular. Yeah, it's like level like 50. There's 62 or something.
The spoiler embargo is gone.
Red don't like green.
Yeah, red don't like green. Anything else you've done of interest other than Kojin, Maela, or?
Not really. I mean,
just the regular run of the mill.
Rabanaster done on Tuesday, so I don't have to do that again.
Yeah. I did Rabanaster. Okay, so I haven't. I did Remnants of a Realm this week, but Friday is usually the day where I do all the shit, where I do 14, but because of what happened, I kind of fell behind. So I had to do Rabanaster today, and it was a flawless run.
Yeah, it's getting better now.
I didn't die once.
I didn't die either.
We didn't wipe at all.
The thing is, though, is they're usually okay on the weekends as long as you don't do it Monday. Yeah. Monday is the worst thing ever.
Monday's for the Fallout people.
Yeah. Usually the best day to do it is Tuesday, but
it goes pretty well then.
Yeah. Other than that, I haven't really done. I done the Kojin. Of course, I haven't been able to do Kojin this week because of Remnants of the Realm. But I did it. I've done 2 this week. Yay! I haven't done Monaga this week, which I just remembered. I should probably. Oh my!
I actually did that. Yeah, I did that for the first time this week. I hadn't done it yet. So
where'd you unlock it?
Ralger's Reach.
Okay, cool.
You just go
by the No, you have to go to the crafting and gathering script thing, and then it's It's fine. It's a good experience actually, because I've been trying to level carpenter so I can meld my own stuff.
Right.
For my, because the tank accessories, that's what you want. So I've been doing that. I'm such a bad crafter though. I'm not even kidding. I've just been buying things off the market board and just handing
That's
them in for
something
leaves.
Orange would have done. Yeah.
I mean, I just hate crafting, and I need the melds.
How can you hate the lovely crafting RNG? That is the best part of this game.
I'm sure if I took like 20 minutes and went, okay, this is how you actually craft, I would probably not hate it.
I think crafting gets a lot better when you start making macros for them.
That's what I've been hearing for Stormblood. Nothing is hard. You just make macros.
Just make them. Yeah. There's literally a macro for like the highest difficulty stuff, so you can.
I don't even want to craft that stuff. I just want to craft like collectibles maybe, so I don't have to wait on leaves to level up.
Stuff like minions, for instance, would be nice to craft because they are usually pretty expensive.
That's true. And songs. I should learn how to craft songs.
Yeah. What class is that? Is that alchemist? Or is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Alchemist, and it's like carpenter to make the rolls or something.
Yeah, but they're pretty easy to make. They're like level 50.
Yeah, we as you know, alchemists, they're known for their music making.
Alchemist is the one that you need to make the chair mount.
Of course.
So they're kind of getting cooler.
Oh shit, that's true. I forgot about that one.
On my server.
I haven't even checked for it.
No,
it was expensive.
Probably, yeah. Because I don't think there are a lot of people that level alchemists, because it kind of feels like because they the one that make they make the potions, don't they?
They do make the potions, but they're not.
You can make
that
a lot of money
as a class.
No, they are. He's not on Ragnarok at least. I know always because there's a very low supply of alchemist wares.
Weaver seems to be the most popular.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
They usually make all the minions and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, like for
all the cool ones.
For Cactuar, there's a lot of cooks and a lot of alchemists.
People trying to get a bit of money, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the raid food always sells well.
Culinarian is always popular. Yeah, that's true.
And then you make infusions. You can make high Q infusions. Then you're making quite a bit of money. So.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to news of the week. All Saints Wake happening.
Yes.
Now, okay. So, so the theme this year is werewolf. The title of the quest was an Artharian werewolf in Gridania, which I thought was pretty clever. That's Koji Fox with us. That's a reference to American werewolf in Paris?
London.
There's one in Paris as well. I think that's a sequel or a spin-off.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what about the quest itself? How does it compare to last year's?
Oh, compared to no, it's awful, isn't it?
Did any of you read the quest? Like the lore?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, werewolf, I get it.
It was good to see the lupins. Is that what they're called?
Lupins,
right? It was good to see them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was nothing really crazy special.
It was just like racism, and then actually we're not racist anymore. We all werewolves.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're scary because they're like different and scary, and then it was like, oh, okay, anyone can be a werewolf if you put ears on and a tail. Yeah. We like them now.
Yeah,
it was kind of
dumb. They recycled the Halloween thing from last year, which is still fun though. It's still fun.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed with that.
I'm happy that they put it in. I would have been more disappointed if it wasn't there, to be honest.
Yeah. I just thought it could have used like a few more changes.
Oh yeah,
nothing.
Totally.
Because I went into it and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm glad this is back. And then I got no cutscene. So I was like, oh, this is the exact same thing. Like, this isn't changed at all. So if they, like Maela said, like if you could have just added 1 or 2 games, would have been great. I did it one more time, and then I realized that there was no rewards to get from it except for like the housing stuff, and I don't want that.
Oh right.
So I want quite a lot of it.
So I'm gonna
have to go in there loads of times.
Yeah, I want some stuff in there too. But yeah, it's. I mean, I still like the haunted house thing. It's been a year since I did it, so it was kind of refreshing.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But the what about the gear that you get? What do you think about the furry?
Immediately put it in my armoire. Immediately.
The ears are kind of nice.
Oh, no, I don't. They don't fit on a Hero, that's for sure.
They don't fit on an Elzen either.
The fact that they cover up the Miqo'te ears is a nice touch.
That is impressive. I'm glad they did that.
And they cover up both the Miqo'te and Aura tail.
But isn't it just a reskin of the PvP gear? That old PvP gear with the Black Mage one that turns you into like a wolf thing? Because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same tail.
Oh yeah, close, probably yes. Yeah.
Because that tail used to cover up like Miqo'te tails and stuff as well.
Yeah. I the first thing I did when I got that gear was to put everything on, and I walked around in it for like an hour or two, and then I thought, okay, this is it. It's gone forever.
Yeah, it's smaller, but it's the same model.
Yeah, I think
it's just resized.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I
don't know. By the way, I haven't seen. I can't remember that PvP gear at all.
I wore it for like the minimum amount of time possible.
I just glamored my squadrons in it. That's fair. I should do that. Sure.
I guess.
Make like a.
I could glamour the one that's dressed as a reindeer in that.
Yeah.
I did that immediately. Yeah. I did that. Well, I didn't put her. But I glamoured her as fast as possible, but not in the werewolf. I'm not touching the werewolf thing ever again.
You can dye it, yes.
The annoying thing with
I don't care.
You can be a pink werewolf.
I don't care.
Can confirm same tail, smaller, even the same color. Confirmed.
Yeah, it's exactly that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so last year we got the vampire costume, right? So which one's better?
I like that better.
Yeah,
the vampire.
It works with more things.
Yeah. I especially hate the werewolf gloves because they're because the werewolf thing stops like here, so you have exposed skin, and then I thought you were gonna look like it doesn't look, a werewolf doesn't look like that. I'm sorry, but at least they could have had a gradient like it would be, you know what I mean? It's like it's very obviously a sweater that you're wearing with some wolf stuff on.
Honestly, for me, it was mainly the tail that I didn't like, because it didn't seem like a dog's tail.
Oh yeah,
or a wolf's tail. It seemed like it was like a squirrel tail. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, it was weird.
It's a little bit weird.
I would have preferred, or maybe at least the option, like something you could buy with the cookies from the thing, is have like an actual wolf head.
Oh,
like a Lupin's head. You know what I mean? Like a legit, not just like the cutesy whatever.
This was made to be kawaii.
It always is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like,
feet are disgusting though. They're like hooves with claws.
The what?
The feet on the werewolf.
Oh, I haven't even looked at that.
They had like a weird. They're like off the ground. They're like high heels without the heels.
Those famous wolf hoofs.
They're weird.
Yeah, it's I also we just talked about the ears. The thing about the ears is that they're too wide at the like here. It doesn't fit the head. It's like the ears start this fat at the side. It doesn't. There's the thumbnail. So yeah, no. It's an okay event.
Yeah, it was okay. I'll tell you though, I did it because I was up in the morning when it like you get the message that's like it started, and I have never blacklisted so many people so fast. It was fucking awful. Wow.
There was a lot of gurs and awoos.
Oh, yeesh. Oh, so many.
There was a lot.
And people screaming at each other for doing it, like, stop doing it.
Yeah.
No, you stop telling me to stop doing it. It was like, wow, you guys need to fucking relax.
Yeah, people got heated over that for some reason.
Oh, they sure did.
Okay, so All Saints Wake. Odd thing about that whole event is that the thing from last year is kind of what saved it.
Yeah.
Which is ironic. Okay. The Feast Season 5, the gear has been announced. I thought we'd just look at it, although we're not. I'm not a big PvPer, so I'm obviously.
Don't lie.
Okay, I tried to go bronze and then I gave up.
Yeah, I tried too, but then I was like, no.
I got like 50 points, which is like 2 wins.
I think we've talked about this before, but being a healer in PvP is painful because there's no one in a like every time I've done the feast, they're like, everyone thinks they're invincible because they have a healer. You get my so they can just like run straight in alone in the middle, like they split up, so they're like in every fucking direction, and then I have to run between them and keep them alive, and then they die, and it's like good job, or nice job, or whatever.
Yeah, it's always the healer's fault.
Yeah. It's always the healer's fault.
I hate healers in PvP too.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
Yeah.
They all suck.
Yeah. Okay.
Just don't do it. I'm just kidding.
Don't do it. Okay, so here we go. Here's the feast rewards. So here's the
have you ever actually seen one of those?
Never.
Yeah.
Because
I don't really go in people's houses.
Only one per data center, so that's highly rare.
So rare.
That's cool though, man.
It is cool. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna try and get it.
Really? You noticed that no one complained about that. Remember when they added that amount and people complained that they
when
would
it
get
comes
amount?
to, I think
furniture, no one cares.
Yeah,
I fucking wanted that mount. I'm still kind of sad about that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean PvP sort of gets a pass because that's just how PvP rewards are, I guess. And a lot of people in 14 do PvP, so it's like it's only the
a lot of people.
I mean, most people don't play PvP.
I was gonna say there's not a lot of people doing PvP, dude. It's when you're waiting 30 minutes to get a match. It's probably not doing that well.
No. So there's that one. But here are the weapons. Now also it's showing the gear here. We should probably go to that first. Here's the Hellhound gear. The Hellhound gear, I think some concept art was shown earlier, but this is like the in-game render of it. There's like a Hellhound helm. It's just black, dark.
Can you hover over that again? So it is dyeable too. That's cool.
It is dyeable, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, it's not exactly like very class specific. I mean, it would look good on a tank.
I wouldn't even say tank. I would say Dark Knight specifically.
It's a very Dark Knight.
Pretty much all that it would look really good on. I'm sure people will find a lot of the pieces.
Yeah,
like
could mix them
individually.
I think the helmet is sort of what makes it very tanky. If you take off the helmet, you could, and if you dye it in a different color, it could probably fit quite a lot of classes.
Yeah, I could see that.
So let's look at the
cloaked, which is nice.
Yeah, it has a true. And let's look at this. This is the tank weapons. A warp.
Don't a sword.
No, it's not. That's what I was gonna say. I don't really like them that much, to be honest. But the fact that that's not a sword is really cool.
Yeah,
I quite like some of them, but most of them are a bit meh.
It's a pick. So
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and a Hellhound shield. I don't know if there's like there's obviously no glow on them, but I'm assuming the red thing might be like a pulsing animation or something.
Maybe. It's a little too edgy for me.
It's very edgy.
Look at that.
Yeah, the battle axe looks pretty good.
It's kind of like a scythe.
Yeah, it's a fat scythe.
Yeah.
And the Dark Knight one is wow. I don't know what that is.
Like a shark, isn't it?
It kind of looks like that.
Why does he have to hold it in the most suggestive way too?
Yeah, it's weird.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. And for me, White Mage.
Okay, so they didn't give.
Awful.
That looks like they didn't.
I mean,
that armor looks so bad on a healer.
Well,
and it looks like a fucking bow.
Nice one, Lukey.
Please respect the White Mage gear.
No. How about I don't?
I mean, for once,
it's like when you've just got your relic.
Yeah,
it is.
It is. I mean, it looks. At least it's not just a fucking tree branch with some horns on it, which we usually get.
It doesn't fit the theme.
Tell yourself that.
It's a completely different theme.
Is it? No. Well, I mean, it's a cane. You can't really change.
Well, whatever. It's lovely. You look great.
Why do you have to hold the little tiny stick and not like the thing?
I love how the Dark Knight had this massive one, and I have a tiny one. It's weird. It's a nice design. It's like a hand guard there.
Yeah. It'll stop you getting attacked.
Yeah.
It looks like a bow.
Whatever. Let's. Here's Scholar.
I mean, that's not much. It's just a
talking
book.
about
That's
shit
just a
designs,
book.
Scholars and Summoners. You know, they're gonna get the same book, just different color swap.
Just different color.
Yeah. So let's look at the
kind of nice.
What
They should have shown it open.
they do on Summoner
It'll be
because
that
it's the same
diagram where
book,
it's
so
the
you get
three
it.
It's the
circles?
same book.
So you get it open. It's just color swap.
Okay.
Astrologian.
So
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool.
I like the red cards.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, looks cool. I don't know the shoulder thing on this gear. I don't think
that
I
looks
can
like it's going to be awkward.
Yeah.
Where's the cape gone?
I think it's tucked on the other side.
Oh, where
He's
is
been tucking.
Yeah, he's been tucking. Okay, Monk. Oh,
Claws.
it's Wolverine.
Yeah.
It is. Or,
No red on it though.
That's Freddy Krueger, man.
Oh yeah,
it's Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger. Dragoon. I've never liked.
Sorry, I haven't seen that one before. That's
Yeah. I don't like the
What is
Dragoon
it?
weapons.
like an ice cream.
It's too
What the hell
big.
is that?
Looks like he's holding a parasol.
That's awful.
It's comically big.
That's the umbrella they were saying.
There it is, guys. We finally got
right,
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Talking
That
about
makes me
the
feel
Dark
sad.
Knight's big one. Look at this one.
Yeah.
Ninja. I like
That's
these.
kind of cool.
You know what? That looks like Squall's gun.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
but like the wrong way around.
fidgets. Yeah,
Like he's
fidget.
holding it wrong.
It kind of
Yeah,
does.
fidget.
It's even got like little ties on it.
What the
Yeah.
hell are those bits though, like sticking out?
It's
Dude,
bits.
They're a bit weird.
It's
Those,
cool
those are
bits.
just plus edge modifier.
Yeah.
Needs
Yeah.
to make it more edgy.
Just those of edges.
Let's look at Samurai.
That's cool. That
That's
one is
pretty
cool.
dope.
Yeah,
I agree.
It looks
I like
pretty
that.
cool. I like all the red. It's it looks
The ones that
Looks
the ones that
amazing.
have more red glow tend to be the ones I like more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're especially cool if they actually have an animation. They probably do.
Yeah.
Mm,
It would be
I bet
nice if they had a bit of a glow.
I mean,
to
it's
them or something.
PvP achievement gear. You should have at least something going on.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
they
show off.
They did that to the fucking the other PvP gear that had actual glow
Mhm.
around them.
That wolf one or whatever, wolf leash
Yeah,
one or whatever
yeah,
it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
I think you're probably right though, Lukile. It's probably just gonna be like a light pulse.
Yeah, I think so.
Ugh.
Let's look at Bard.
That still looks like the White Mage Cane, actually. It's got a string, which is quite. I mean, like it's noticeable. Most of the bard strings are like.
Yeah, they're-
invisible almost.
Yeah, that's like a compound bow. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
Why does it have a? What's he hold? Is he holding a?
He's clearly holding an arrow, Lukile, but it's an invisible one.
The other hand, you
No.
moron. What is that? Is that the instrument? I keep forgetting the name of.
No. That's like there's just like a handle on the inside.
Yeah.
But it's very shaped. It's shaped like it.
The Bart relics had the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember which step, but one of the steps had the same thing.
The cape's back.
Yeah, the cape is back. I think it's always been there. It just looks really weird from the side. You know, we don't have any cape physics in this game, so it's
we
when
do.
Well,
we
got
don't.
sleep, so
Well, we have it on the bosses for some reason, but we don't.
I wear Creed gear, and I can tell you it does.
It moves 2 inches when you move when
No.
you jump. It's barely
No.
moving.
Dude, I've seen my dick so many times from jumping off things, and it just flies up completely.
That's a jumping animation. Like when you move, that cape is so close to your legs. It's not flowing when you run. I think you should think
I
about
don't
it when
think
you run.
I don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
It's terrible. I used to, I was so they said they even specifically said that they couldn't add capes to the game at some point because of engine limitations.
Yeah, but they fixed.
No.
They added more with
Have you not seen the veil for the Eternal Bond? The physics on that are pretty good.
I have never seen anything flow in the wind in this game other than when you jump.
it flows in the wind. It absolutely does.
Does it flow like actual physics, or is it a pre-made animation which goes?
I mean,
chugga chugga?
it's like
Yeah,
chugga chugga.
it's chugga chugga, and that's not physics. Okay, let's look at Machinist.
That's kind of cool. It'll look awful with the ghost barrel on it. But
oh yeah, everything looks awful with that.
Yeah.
I wish the ghost barrel could look like they made separate glamour for that as well, which would fit the theming of your weapon. If you like, the weapon came with a barrel. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it should, because if they can design a sheath for every single samurai weapon, they could do a gauss barrel.
Yeah. Black Mage. Let's look at my
another bow.
Awful. Well, you have a bow with like nothing on. It's like a, what is that? Is that a fork? Giant Black Mage fork.
I think that'll probably make your auto attacks a lot stronger, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all physical damage on
Let's
that
look
one.
at the stats for this baby. Look at that.
9 magic damage.
That's good. Hey, dude, I
forgot it was all glamour now.
Yeah. It's all level 1.
6.56 auto attack. Sweet.
I wonder what the summoner weapon looks like, guys. Oh, would you look at that?
It is totally different.
It's a black version of the...
it's got a different thing on it, too.
Look at that.
Different color.
Yeah, different.
It looks nicer.
It looks nicer on the Black Mage. They usually do.
I want to see what's on the inside, though.
No?
It's that diagram with the 3 circles.
Yeah.
Some of them have cooler diagrams.
Yeah, I like the one from the Garo one. That looks very different. Okay, let's look at Red Mage.
That crystal's kind of cool, but
I like the thing he's holding, but the weapon
I'm okay with that.
It's okay. It's just
needs more red.
Arm bits are just awful.
Yeah,
needs more red.
Needs more red. Yeah, it doesn't have a.
It needs more cloth physics.
No, according to Yazz, we have that, so don't worry.
I'm never gonna live that down.
There's just an issue with the picture. There's a screenshot error. Don't worry about it.
I'm just trying to defend my use of the creed.
Yeah, with it, we have limited cloth physics. Let's go with that. It's there, but it's very limited.
It is a lot better on the new gear, but they said they're like, we're not gonna go back and fix any old gear, because they added the wrist physics.
They did.
They were really, really good.
They did. It always upset me because we have had so many bosses with capes, and they really flow in the wind.
Like X deaths.
Yeah,
but again, those are just kind of like preset animations.
They're not actual physics.
Maybe they just need to make more.
Yeah,
just more animations.
Yeah. Is there a link to the page? Oh yeah, of course. Let's see. I can post it to everyone. I think.
www.
W's.
wwws.
I think it's this one. Hopefully it'll post to both chats. Okay. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we get into the spoiler section? Because that, speak now or forever shut the fuck up. Does it post to Twitch? I'm waiting for Twitch.
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, it's telling me it's still sending on...
No, it's there.
Okay, so Twitch did receive it. That's good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there is.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, so spoiler warning. This is your spoiler warning. We are about to enter spoiler territory. Welcome to the spoiler section. Okay. Spoilers. I don't want to... Spoilers. Okay. That's true. You're probably... If you don't... Okay, spoilers. Let's talk about the main scenario then, for patch 4.1. It was exactly what we thought it would be. It was a political one. I like the political patch.
They did it well.
You did? Oh, nice.
Yeah,
okay.
It was all right.
I was very concerned about it being like, I mean, the 0.1s have always kind of had a bad reputation for being extremely boring.
Especially 3.1.
And 2.1 is pretty awful.
Yeah, but I mean 3.1, yeah, if you look at them like that, yeah, of course.
They nailed it.
They did.
Like, they really did. This is probably, like, just general impressions first. Probably one of my favorite story patches.
Really?
Yeah, I think
I loved it.
I haven't really thought about it. But yeah, I think maybe... Because I can't even hardly remember any of the other story patches, except for, like, the later 3.5-ish ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll put one... On the last there is that it doesn't include the 0.5s because those are so much shit is going on there.
Yeah.
But like, of all the other patches, I think it was the best one for me.
Yeah, I was a little bit because I was very like, this is gonna be a filler patch, just gonna be a build up with nothing happening, but boy, shit went down. So where do we Maela, how did you find it, by the way, before we get into specifics?
I thought it was kind of up and down. Some of the quests were a bit filler, and the ones that were good parts were actually really good. I felt so it was a bit up and down.
Yeah, for me, it was the first part was a little bit sluggish, and then the second part really ramped it up. There's
the last quest especially was amazing.
Yeah, there's a very specific part of the main scenario we have to talk about when we get there.
I guess we could start at the beginning, basically, where you meet Arnvald, and he kind of out of nowhere sort of just jumps right into the, I want to show you something.
Yeah.
It's basically what he says, and it kind of comes out of nowhere where it's like, we're going to go do a dungeon. It was like, it kind of came across as, we're just going to get this out of the way now.
Yeah.
Is what it sort of came across. It had a good purpose, and like seeing Scala was awesome.
Yeah.
I really liked it because I mean, it's got so much lore tied behind it.
It was a bit easy to find, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very conveniently.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been lost for millions of years.
Yeah, the Guardians couldn't find it. It was like, I didn't quite buy that part, but
especially because especially because it seemed at first you're like, okay, well, there you have to dive, and not many people have like underwater breath like we do, so I can kind of understand that. Yeah. And then they just jump, and then Alfino and Arnvald just come from the ceiling. It's like, okay, maybe it's not that hard to find.
It's a bit strange. But hey, they had to introduce this dungeon somehow, I guess. And
honestly, as I said last week, it was one of the best story dungeons.
But why? I've done it again, and I keep thinking, why is this dungeon so special? Do
you like it, or are you saying?
Yeah, I like it. I like it more than any of the other dungeons we have gotten. At least from like of the expert roulette dungeons. The vault is still one of my best dungeons. But
oh yeah, definitely. I don't know. I think it's well paced. Everything's like kind of original looking. You know, like it's not a bunch of reskin things, except for the little egg blockades, whatever those are.
Oh yeah.
The same ones. I didn't like seeing those, but
the trash was a bit meh.
And I love the music. I don't know. I thought it was just a really good paced dungeon.
It was.
All
right.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's like spectacular, but it felt. But with the other dungeons we've gotten in expert roulette, they've always been like, ugh, let's just like Temple of the Fist. I hated from the moment I did it. I never liked Temple of the Fist.
I hate it so much.
And that's sort of become the norm with expert roulette dungeons now. Oh yeah, that's pretty boring too. I think Alamigo is alright, but it's in an expert roulette. It kind of feels too long.
Yeah, it was paced nicely, wasn't it?
Yeah,
you got it over quickly enough, but it wasn't too short either to not really feel like anything significant.
Yeah,
and the bosses were very good.
They were.
It also didn't feel like you were going on like fighting trash for too long. Which I think Temple of the Fist kind of struggles from. Sometimes you're like,
yes.
Just don't feel like.
Also, how weird is it that their attacks are called tapas?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
That's a food dish. That's food.
I mean,
delicious tapas.
Doesn't what's his face use that? The dude Ravana. That's who he uses tapas too.
Does he also use tapas? I can't even remember.
I think so.
How did I not catch that with Ravana?
Or maybe it's not him. Maybe it's Etherochemical. The guy who's a reskin of not Etherochemical, the other one that's identical to Etherochemical.
Fractal Continuum.
Yeah, Fractal
Continuum. Yeah, I think he uses tapas as well. I didn't know it was food actually.
It is. It's like a pick and choose food. It's like a buffet. It's
hand food.
It's hand food. Yeah, it's weird. Very popular in Europe.
Spain.
In Spain especially.
Oh, right,
I'm trying to not. Europe. We're one big family. What?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Were we talking about Scala? Yeah. We just talked about.
So
we've gone to Scala.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that kind of came out of nowhere, sort of. Like it definitely seemed like they were trying to just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
It ended up making a lot of sense though, because you found a ton of treasures.
Yeah.
That was good. Made sense.
And the Mad King's got cool hair, hasn't he?
Dude, I thought he looked like a Guado.
So yeah, just to confirm, the picture in the
not Guido, Guado.
So the picture in the background is that King Theodoric?
It's assumed so. It must be
because the
mad hair. Yeah,
there are statues of him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I only noticed it after I'd done the dungeon. I was like, oh, that's who it is.
Okay. Because someone also pointed out in chat the exact same thing that I said. They got a Kingdom Hearts vibe when they saw that painting. It's the exact same framing as in that.
I totally saw it as a Guado. I was like, if you put his hair blue, that would be like Seymour's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, somebody else said, yeah, it looks like somebody from Guado Salam. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Of course. Okay. Moving on then. After that, the weird thing is that I don't feel like they did anything else after that with that treasure. Like maybe that's something that's gonna come later.
Well, they're gonna split it up, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they did. They were using it to help rebuild the Saltery.
Yeah. Well,
with help from somebody else.
Yeah, we're getting to that now. Because that is the second big thing that happened in the second, like the B plot in this story was the Sultana. Now so I'm glad we're back to this storyline because this has bothered me so much that
we're not back to it.
Well, we're kind of. There's hope.
Everything that happened.
Yeah, I don't think we're back to it, Lukile. I'm sorry.
No, we're not back. Listen. This is the first time we're on the Ul'dah storyline. Remember the main storyline with Ul'dah was she was going to abdicate. She was gonna and all that. That storyline has been picked up again, and she is not abdicating. Instead, she's actually for once trying to do her job, and she's trying to. First of all, she's trying to help refugees from. No, not refugees. Yeah, the refugees.
Yeah, the refugees
from
go back to Alamigo.
Yeah, which there's a very random moment there where she goes to the Gold Saucer to talk to Godbert, which I thought was pretty strange.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it was also
because every single time they've shown the Syndicate, because he's a member on the Syndicate.
Yeah.
But he's ignored all the time. Every single time
because
there's
he's a wacky
Syndicate
character.
I guess so. But it's always so weird because like they'll always have the 6 seats for Syndicate members, and there's only ever 5, 4 now.
Yeah.
But there's only ever 5 or 4 people sitting there.
Yes.
And I've never understood why they've always decided to just leave him. I get it, he's wacky, but it's like
he didn't come across wacky this time, did he?
No, he didn't.
Very genuine.
And that seems like something they could have done earlier.
He wore pants.
He did wear pants.
He was wearing clothes.
He was acting like a normal person, but I think maybe the reason he wasn't shown in the Syndicate before, at least in A Realm Reborn, was because some probably haven't even met him yet, and they wanted to be a surprise.
True. Yeah, but does that matter?
I mean, his first reveal is pretty legendary.
You can go into Palace of the Dead and see dead. What's his face? And you've never seen those cutscenes. Like you can do all that random stuff. They don't seem to care about that before. Like look at the story quests where all of a sudden they introduce Estinian, which you'd never met unless you did the Dragoon quest lines. Like that kind of stuff doesn't seem like it matters.
That's true. He was nothing to me because I'd never done Dragoon.
You know, like it doesn't. None of that seemed like it mattered to them beforehand.
Yeah, but Estinian wasn't a weird, wacky character that had a massive, crazy reveal. I mean, Godbert is a very special character. He's naked 90% of the time when he's on screen.
But they didn't put him in that wacky way. Anyways, he walked up and he was like, "What's up? I'll help you." And he was like very real. Yeah. He's like, "No, you're doing things wrong. You need to rethink what you're doing."
It was
like
so
he wasn't.
Strange.
Yeah,
but that again shows that the Hildebrand quest line is like some spaced out. It's like its own little bubble. It seems almost
right. Definitely.
Yeah, it was refreshing to see him because obviously he has to be pretty smart because he's running at this giant casino in the middle of the desert. He can't be all about running around in his underwear, whatever, being hit in the head by his wife.
It was very interesting to hear that he is actually one of the most fair employers.
Yeah.
on like in Ul'dah, actually. Like he actually pays people a proper wage where a lot of people don't.
Mm-hmm.
I found that very strange because it seemed like for a guy who's so ridiculous, actually is like the most down to earth one of the syndicate, and actually seems to care about people. You know, although he admits he's like, no, I'm doing this because it makes me look good and I make more money this way.
Yeah,
I have loyal employees because I actually pay them properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely interesting.
And he spoke his mind.
He did. He talked against the Sultana.
a little bit of a sidetrack too, which is an interesting thing. Is this the first time most people who didn't start in Ul'dah have seen Nanamo's peasant persona, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think if you started in
Ul'dah.
I started in
so
Ul'dah,
did I.
Yeah,
so did I. So I think if you didn't start in Ul'dah, that's the first time you met her. What's her name? Isn't it like Lady Lilira or something?
Yeah,
Lilira.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've never met her before.
Nope.
That time.
That's
so
a
that's
fair point, actually. Yeah,
that's a little interesting tidbit.
Yeah.
How did you guys like the escort thing?
What, around the city?
Yeah, where you're just kind of following her around.
That was a little bit filler, but
she
did. The dialogue was fairly interesting, but it was a bit tedious.
Yeah, it was nice seeing her actually starting to be a sultana-ish. Like, she's actually trying now. Because she was all about, like, I don't like this anymore. I want to leave. I want to dissolve the Sultanate. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Is that how you're going to end this?
I thought they actually handled it better than a lot of the times they've done that.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's like a tour where they basically take you on a tour. They basically say, hey, look at this. It's been in front of you the whole time, but this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think it was probably one of the better ones that they've done.
Yeah.
This was actually all right.
Yeah. And then there's the meeting with Lolorito in the Waking Sands.
Yeah, which is a strange meeting place.
Yeah, it was a strange meeting place, but it's not really because he owns Vesper Bay. I
love how they teleport you there. I laugh so hard.
Yeah, about fucking time. Now you do that.
Oh, now they do it.
Yeah, I liked that little demasking session that they had going there, where she's basically sort of made Lolorito take off his mask, and for the first time we actually see his face. And he kind of,
which was nothing special at all.
It wasn't very special, but it was weird seeing his face.
Him as
a human, or sorry, a Lalafell.
A creature.
Yeah.
Good, interesting point us in chat though. Before you talked to Lolorito, you did have to just do that random go to Kugane, go to the Ruby Bazaar or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but it did take us weeks.
Talk to whatever it's called, Winston or Frank or something.
Teleporting is canon, so
teleporting is canon. Yeah, it is.
So it wouldn't have taken us weeks to do that. I mean, it wasn't it makes sense because basically the idea was, holy shit, you guys are really good at negotiating and dealing with people. Because don't forget, basically Lolorito and what's the guy's name?
I think you just said it, Maela.
No, it's not really called Winston.
Oh no, it's not. It's something like
Winston.
that. It feels
whatever. It's a very normal name.
Yeah.
They were basically the ones who they were like
Hancock.
Thank you very much.
Well,
that's a normal name.
Hold on there.
I mean, it's like a very I don't know. This is not, but they basically staved off an entire war, and they've traded with nearly everyone on the planet. So it made sense to go talk to them and decide how to do things. Basically, Hancock goes, "I'm just his lackey. You should probably talk to the man himself."
Yeah,
which does make sense. It did seem kind of pointless, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
So again, after this whole demasking thing, which was pretty clever, it's weird because Lolorito, he's not our friend, and I don't think he considers us friends.
Definitely not.
I think he just considered it as like a business opportunity, as always.
Yeah, he seems like he's a means to an end. Like he always treats everything. He's like, yeah, this will work. I can make money off this. I mean, there's a reason he's the most richest. Like he's the richest man in Ul'dah. It's because of that kind of thought process, right?
Yeah. So I also like the when he asks you where. Yeah. I always start at the top.
Did you start at the top?
Yeah, and I worked my way down, and I was like, oh, fuck.
I actually just coincidentally got them wrong. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And I love it when they do that fourth wall break and stuff, where they're like, "This is a video game, guys, and we're gonna tell you that it's a video game right now."
Yeah.
I think you want me to say the saltery.
I thought it was going to tie into Monago, so I sort of went for the first two.
Yeah.
So did I.
I did that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The sultry was not in my mind at all. I was like, what the why?
I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
I knew what it was, but I was like, that's a piece of shit. There's there's like 8 crumbled buildings that are nothing. Like that's no.
Yeah.
Although it makes a lot of sense afterwards. You're like, yeah, salt is pretty damn valuable. So it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a lot of it.
I have a lot of salt.
Even more.
They can get some of mine if they want. So, what happened after that? I think we just go back to Ralger's. Oh, sorry, the others, the A plot.
Well, not quite, because you start talking about the whole. You go to the Gladiators Guild, you watch the cutscene, and then it starts to resolve whether Raubon is leaving or not.
Is that already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's okay, so that's a big thing. But the one thing that bothered me was that cutscene. They used the wedding music in the background there.
Did they really?
Yes. I thought that was pretty weird because that's only used in weddings, and then suddenly it's in the background of this cutscene. I thought maybe it's symbolic because at that moment they were sort of like united. They were he became hers in a way. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a reason why it would be like that. I mean, yeah, it was weird. That bothered me. It's because the same cutscene existed in 1.0, though it was slightly different because I don't think the last part was in this exact same in 1.0. I might be wrong here, but I can't remember it being like that. Yeah, so we get some backstory for Raubon, how he
for the best character in the game.
Yeah, that's when I started that's when I started to realize that this, because we talked about this like in the previous episode or the episode before about whether Raubon was going to leave Nanamo or not, and we were like, he's not going to leave Nanamo.
He's definitely not.
But when I watched that cutscene, I was like, they're showing this background story for a reason.
And they did it as a good way. We'll get to the resolution of it later, but she was like, he says he's coming back, but I can tell he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously that makes sense. His real home is Alamigo.
Yeah.
So it was actually like a really interesting.
Yeah, and that was sort of the catalyst for her as well to like be like, I can't just rely on Raubon doing all the work for me, and I'll just sit there like a brat and have him make all my decisions. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Before we get to Raubon, I think we do start with Fordola's arc, don't we? Because Fordola is a thing in this story too.
Visit her in prison.
She's the C plot, and she's we finally get to see that cutscene that we talked about in the previous episode with the stoning. And I was right; that was just literally her father. It's a family member.
And then
we saw some interesting. I liked this. This was the kind of backstory that I liked because we finally get to see what the citizenship system did to people, like how that kind of worked, because if your nation is under Garlemald, you can apply for citizenship, which doesn't make you a full worthy citizen, but it gives you like some certain rights that other people don't. Remember, they have like this massive hierarchy.
I do want to point out only 10% of all the people under the entire Garlean umbrella are actually citizens, full-fledged, have all the rights of a normal person.
Yeah. So, Garlemald is complicated. But
it's just shit, to be honest. It's just awful.
It's awful. They were one of the lucky few in Alamigo to get elevated rights. And of course they were viewed as traitors, as expected.
And they weren't, to clarify, they weren't actual Garlean citizens, but they were treated. This
is something you can apply for, and if you're very, very extremely lucky, you can. I believe he had a higher position in was something for the.
I believe you have to serve 20 years in the Garlean military to actually own your own citizenship.
Yes.
I think you might also be able to buy your citizenship as well.
Buy.
I think that might be a thing.
Very Garland.
But I know the usual way that people do it, and that's how they actually build their military, is by saying, we will not treat you like a pile of garbage if you serve 20 years in the military.
There we go then.
Is what Fordola was trying to do. Yes. She was trying to actually get to be a full-fledged citizen, which would have taken her even above where her parents were.
Yes. Because her parents were just working for the Garleans. I don't remember his... Because I think the father was the guy with who was actually working. Or did both?
Yeah, but they didn't... I mean... It's kind of rocky on how high up they were, because let's not forget in that same scene they're getting stoned and the Garleans are like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because that happens. But
where in the one guy was like, I want to help you, but then no, don't help them.
Yeah. This is very close after the invasion, I believe, isn't it? How old is Fordola?
She's
she's a child, isn't she?
She's about 20-something, I think.
Yeah, and it's like 20-something years since
She didn't serve 20 years. She's
no, she didn't. But
she's probably like I think they said she's like either 18 or 20 right now.
Okay, so
she's pretty young.
So that's it's fairly fresh. The occupation.
I would say it's probably safe to say it was about 15 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. So about 5 years. Is it 20 years since the Garlean? It's 20 years since Alamigo fell, right?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, about 20 years.
Yeah. So it's pretty fresh in people's minds, and well, I don't think you ever forget that you're that you're being occupied by a foreign nation. But they eventually someone throws a stone at Fordola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a child. Which I thought I lost a little bit of sympathy for the. It's not her
I also
fault.
want to say they love dropping bitch in this patch.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah!
You bitch!
Yeah.
And they would say it was such like vitriol.
Yeah, God. So they started to stone a child. Welcome to Alamigo, I guess.
Well, it starts because somebody walks by and calls them like a tin head lover or something.
Oh yeah, the tin head lovers.
And is that what it was? It was tin head lover, right?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
And her dad's like, excuse me? And Fordola doesn't understand. She's
well, what does that mean? She's
what did we do? What did we do wrong? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of steamballs an argument. Fordola gets called like a little whore or something like that. Like they're pretty harsh. They're not nice at all. She goes running off by herself. Probably not the smartest decision.
Yeah.
And they start throwing rocks.
Yeah. Would you say this was the bitch patch? Yeah.
I would say this is the bitch patch. That's fair to say.
Yeah. So the dad protects Fordola, gets a stone to the head, and supposedly dies.
A big stone.
A very big stone.
Yeah. That's a fucking big rock, man. He's dead. He got his brains crushed in.
Yeah, he did. This is something that always bothers me, but when you occupy a nation, why do you have to be an asshole about it? You're just gonna lose that nation, you fucking
because
idiot.
You're better.
Oh, it's so annoying. They always lose because of that.
It makes sense. I mean, you're better than them. You've conquered them.
Yeah, but eventually.
I'm not saying I feel that way. I'm saying that's how they feel.
I know what you. Yeah, that has to be what they're thinking. But yeah. So that happened. So we got some backstory. I don't know. Okay, we'll get to it. So she's in jail. And I don't know quite what's gonna happen to her in jail. It seems like she's just in jail.
I remember what's happening.
They talk about killing the traitors, which you even get a choice at some point when you talk to Rauban and Pippin. What you were supposed to do with the high traitors.
I found very funny because I was like, okay, well, obviously they don't want to kill people.
Yeah.
And he's like, what would you do with whatever? I can't remember the names.
Did you say kill?
I said no, don't kill them. Yeah, and he was like,
I said kill them.
I said that too.
And I was like kill them, and he was like, oh yeah, good idea.
Did it?
But then
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he wanted to kill them.
Oh,
and I thought that was so stupid because it's like, you guys got to stay consistent, man.
Yeah.
No. He
Like-
likes to kill them.
I
Like
said no.
Fordola's worse, debatably worse than those two dudes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell
Like,
yeah. She's crazy.
So you're like, no, let's save her, but yeah.
I agree with chat. There's I know that's for a different thing, but it fits very well with what I was going to say, because Fordola has the echo. I mean, the being locked up is worse than death, because now you're just sitting there.
I don't think that was an intention that they had. I don't think they foresaw that.
What?
I don't think that they foresaw her sitting there, because they kind of find out throughout the thing that they're like, oh, her echo is more intense. She's literally feeling everything. I don't think they intentionally did that. No. I think the reason she was locked up and they didn't want to kill her is because of what Lee said to her. I want you to see a free Alamigo. I want you to at least witness that, and then I'll let you die if that's what you still want.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that was a happy byproduct that worked for them. Right.
True.
You know.
Rabon did say they needed information from Fordola.
There was that big crowd outside, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, they wanted.
That's what triggers. That's what triggers the echo cutscene.
Yeah,
I think, right?
Yeah, that is what. Yeah,
something like that, or like leads you up to figuring that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Lise tries to break them up, and she can't. And then the best guy comes along.
Yeah.
Your boy.
Oh, he's amazing.
Our hero.
Yeah.
I have a poster of him on my wall with a heart drawn on
it. So then when we go into her cell, there's a point where she gets the echo and she sees everything that you've done.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it made a lot of sense. Yeah, it had everything. Everything bad that we've ever experienced was basically in there. And I thought that made a lot of sense, because she is such like a self-loathing character, you know? Like the whole time she's like, I have the worst life ever. There's nothing in my future but death. I'm the worst. Yeah. I suck. Like she's so self-loathing, constantly saying like there's nothing left for me. And then basically super Dark Knight. Yeah. And then she's like, if anybody was in my shoes, you would be screwed. Like you wouldn't be able to deal with it either. So fuck you. I hate you. Yeah. You know? And then she like sees you and she's like, oh, you've had it worse than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People rely on you way more than they ever relied on me, and you've been backstabbed just as many times as I have. I mean, hell, you could even put headcanon in there. Who are our parents? Maybe the same shit happened to us, you know? Because you don't. It's like none of that's all stuff that you're supposed to make up yourself, but you never know that, you know. So she going, oh, you can actually deal with this.
Yeah.
I guess I could probably deal with this as well. Which is a really good way to build that character, to kind of show her like a good parallel, and a lot of people have been talking about this, is that let's not forget Yazael saw one echo flashback and it changed her entire life. Basically it changed the way she completely thought of the world, everything she'd experienced, changed her entire perspective on everything. Imagine if you were having that every 2 seconds with every single encounter, because she can't turn off her echo. Her echo is the most intense that it can be. Like it's a representation of Kryle's echo, right? And Kryle is known for having the most potent echo of anybody that we know of.
Yeah.
So imagine how much that would change you overnight, is just witnessing everybody. And she says she sees everybody who's standing guard. She sees everything that they've ever experienced, basically watching their whole life.
Yeah.
An insane way to change a character. And to me, it makes the most sense that like it's hard to get a character to change so fast and explain it in a way that makes sense. And I think they actually did it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's starting to get clear that she's on the road to redemption. She's somewhere in some patch she's going to turn to. We'll get to that.
Do you think she's going to be a Scion?
No.
Because where else do you go if you have the Echo?
Oh, that's true.
Who teaches you how to use the Echo? You know,
she'll go to Charlian for like 20 years. Maybe
she's our Numenphilia. Just saying.
Oh no! I don't think they would put her in charge. I mean, I think she could be it would make sense to put her in the Scions because of the Echo. That's basically what.
Well, I guess actually a lot of the Scions don't even have the echo, but still. I know some people are saying she's going to be an Ascian.
An Ascian?
Oh, she's going to become...
No. I don't know. But before this patch, I would have said, totally, could happen. Absolutely could happen. It's not going to happen.
An Ascian, that wouldn't...
Well, it makes sense because the Ascians need echo, and if any of them were like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, but they can teleport around and do mental stuff. They're like, not real.
Yeah, but they're like that because of the echo, and they have like really, really strong echo.
Yeah, well, whatever happens, we don't know what happens to her yet, but
I don't think that's happening.
She seems to be warming up to us more than anything, at least from what we've seen so far. Then there's Lise. She is gathering all the leaders from the different regions of Gurabania to talk. They decided to not rebuild the monarchy. So that is before we start talking about this, there was just a couple of episodes ago we talked about this exact same topic, if they were going to keep the monarchy or not, and we talked about the monk dude, and we said there's no way he's going to be in the quest because not everyone is a monk, but that's what they did with Estinian again. But now it has been confirmed that that's not, obviously. Well, it could. There's a tiny chance, but that chance is just. It's not happening.
Well, I mean, they're never going to be like, "Hey, Theodred, that was a great idea."
Yeah, exactly.
Let's have his bastard child basically come.
I still feel like it's weird though that we kind of have his bastard child in Ul'dah just randomly, and there's nothing, no mention of him at all. I think that's a little bit strange. Because there was a lot of talk of royal blood and all that in at least in 4.0. 4.1 not so much. It's all about the Republic, they basically decide to form a republic instead, and she sits down to talk with all the leaders. I kind of like that. They just sat there on the floor in front of the throne.
In a circle.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. She's like, we're all gonna sit here as equals. Yeah. I'm not gonna like lord over you guys or anything like that. It's really well done.
Yeah. Of course, the mean Anantas.
She had to let them in because they are citizens of Alamigo. Well, there are things that live there.
Yeah, there are things that live out there.
Why?
Yeah.
Why didn't
they even say several times that they are tempered, which...
Exactly. I get why they brought them there. What? There's like 5 people who can see who is tempered and who isn't.
Yeah.
Just by looking at them.
Yeah.
Like Y'shtola. Have Y'shtola stand at the front fucking gate and go, you're tempered, get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they needed to do.
But I mean, they did acknowledge that they were tempered. And they were like, that's fine. We'll just keep an extra eye on them. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're letting tempered entities into your city. And of course the guards.
They said no crystal jewelry.
Yeah.
No jewelry.
No jewelry.
No weapons, no jewelry.
And of course the guards were tempered beforehand. So they
do you think
smuggled them in.
The guards being tempered are the reason how they smuggled crystals in?
Yeah, for sure. That's how it happened.
Did they just drop it in the water?
They dropped it in the water there. Yeah.
Yeah, they just put them in the pools.
So
nice
not a surprise that she was gonna fuck it up. She wasn't even. I like how that leader was like. She was just sitting there all along, and like the first thing she says is like, "Fuck you, you're gonna be tempered."
yeah. She's like, she wanted like that mic drop moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's like sitting there. She's like, "Yeah, everything's great, guys." And you can see her talking already too. Like she's having a discussion. She's like, "Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I like that. Oh, well, I would help you guys. Yeah, absolutely." And then she just stands up and is like, "You're all gonna fucking die, bitches."
and cue probably the most epic main scenario battle scripted battle.
It was kind of hard.
It was.
I kind of failed it once.
And we kind of I think I did so too because at some point it's like there's a lot of those orb things coming, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
It made me love Arnvald a lot.
Oh yeah,
he was getting cooler and cooler.
Yeah,
exactly. Throughout the Stormblood story, I was like, he's great. He's awesome.
Yeah,
I love him. and now he's just becoming better and better, and he's like the first real Echo Scion that is like I actually feel more equal to than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
You know, like I felt he's
actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean he's basically doing half the work.
Yeah.
Like he really is.
Yeah.
And then
bless him. He actually tries, doesn't he? He gets like one ball maybe, but
no, he gets a lot of them.
He didn't get many for me.
He gets a lot of them.
He got a lot for me too.
He kept letting them go past, and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!"
No, and then he'll run and get them.
The other side of,
he'll go catch them.
Yeah,
I let him take one side. I took the other side.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah, I sort of like that's your side, this is my side, and it worked.
And he
fine.
split the damage.
Yeah, that's the second phase. But in that first phase, you're basically trying to protect the others from being tempered.
Yeah.
Basically. And the second phase, that's I think Verdola comes in and she just fucking
because like 8,000 orbs spawn.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, are you kidding me? How am I like what is this?
Yeah.
Well, see, a lot of people say they can't trust him. He's been around for a long time. You have no reason not to trust him.
Hey, hasn't he been around since
he's been around since 2.0.
Yeah, around with 1.
Yeah.
He wasn't special. He was some shitty guy who had the Echo. Basically, he had
cool.
what to do.
Yeah.
No, you have every reason to trust him.
Mm-hmm.
If they make him a bad character, quote me.
Though
I will.
What will you do? Yes.
I'll
shave your head.
I will stop playing Paladin forever.
Oh, whoa. Okay, note it down, folks.
Get that one on.
October the 21st, 2017. Okay. Now where was I? Oh yeah, he's half, but he is half Garlean though, so there could be something there. No.
Yeah, but I don't think he likes the fact, does he?
No, he doesn't. He tried to scratch out because he like the third eye would start to come out, and he was like,
yeah.
Scraped it
That's
out.
how much he did with it.
But was that him or his mother? I think it was his mother actually who did that.
He covered it in war paint. So.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I do find it really funny that he all the time constantly drops down. He's like, "Yeah, I got out when your sister died." But
yeah.
They like least ever really like acknowledges it. It's like, I'm the people who got. I'm basically the person that like got out because your sister died.
Yeah. Oh God. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So the second phase was basically the Lakshmi fight. But it was, I felt almost like it was a little bit more fun. I don't know why.
It was fun. It lasted about as long. Yeah.
It was a long fight. Yeah.
And I was impressed by the other NPCs, like the shared damage thing that they did. Yeah. They did that pretty flawlessly.
I mean, it wasn't difficult. It wasn't like in terms of
the first part was way harder.
The first part was harder, but I still think that the fight was this isn't a trial. This is a main scenario battle.
Yeah.
And it was a full-on 2-part fight. Yeah. I was impressed by that. They put some work into that.
The best part of the patch.
Yeah.
It even had like its Zantetsuken thing going on near the end.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I liked it. And then she does like a big blast at the end, and I love how Arnvold puts out his shield, and we're just there, and we just deflect it with our Heidelin. We just
mini Heidelin.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all in all that I like that part. It was very good. 10 out of 10.
Great. Probably one of the best. Maybe not the best, because I mean you got the Grand Melee and stuff, but it's up.
Oh yeah, the Grand
Melee. The Grand Melee.
That was good too. Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a
bit. So then we move on to I believe this is where Rauba. No, we go. Yeah,
this is where Verdola.
Oh yeah, Verdola.
Beat everything.
Yeah.
Starts walking off, and the man.
Oh, that was a beautiful scene.
It was a really lovely moment. I'll not forgive you, and she's like, whatever, and then he's like, I will thank you.
Yeah.
And she cries.
She cries.
Well, because
she was a really well done scene.
I mean, especially when you think about it from her perspective, where every instant she's standing near those people, she's experiencing all of everything negative that she's brought upon them, and seeing it firsthand, like how much hate she's brought, like how much hate she deserves, right? I mean, she absolutely does. I thought that was so well done. And then there's a really good line where he's like, bitch, I'm not forgiving you. And you're like, oh,
yeah, I was like, oh,
saved their lives. Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But I will thank you. That was
that was great. 2 brilliant moments.
Yeah.
That one and farewell, my first friend, my enemy.
Yeah.
They just get me.
Yeah,
I just
they do.
Them.
They're really good with the one-liner.
Yeah.
Like,
they've I mean 14 has always had really good writing in the main scenario. I know some people's claiming that 14's story is like one of the best Final Fantasy stories like ever made. So
I think they're getting more nuanced with the way they print with the way they deliver the story though, which I think great.
But then there's the Raubahn, and this shocked me a bit, and I got really sad. This is probably one of the best moments, I think, in this.
It was good
because you meet with Raubahn at the Royal Gardens.
Menagerie.
Yeah, the menagerie.
Right on the roof.
And
looking at the stars.
He's looking at and he's like, I'm gonna, because he's in his mind he's going back to Ul'dah now. And he's like, I'm just gonna stand here a bit and look at the last look at the Alamegan sky or whatever he says.
Which, let's be honest, is the same. Exactly. He's not on the other side of the world, so it's gonna look the same.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, it's so sad. I was like, oh, but he's gonna go back to Ul'dah. I thought, there's no way.
He seemed convinced. He's like, I'm not. He does a really good job of explaining, like, I wouldn't have a life if it weren't for her, because we skipped over something that we didn't know originally, that Nanamo actually saved his life.
Oh yeah,
because he was supposed to die.
In the arena
when they were gonna pit was like 12 guys against him or something.
She ran in and stopped it.
Yeah. It was like really so, and we didn't know that before. We only knew that she helped get him out of the gladiators arena. But to find out, like, oh, she also saved his life. So he also feels indebted to her for him just being alive in general, not also being at the position he's in. So he's got all of that building up, and and it makes sense. Like, he's not.
To me, it was like, you belong in Ul'dah. That was my first thought. Like, you belong, but you also belong in, because you've been talking about Al Amigo since fucking 1.0. Like, this is
it's your home.
Like,
your home,
and he is home. And then as you leave, you encounter Nanamo, and I was like, oh shit,
you're fired.
This is basically that's what she says, because that's like
she
way.
Fires him.
That's the only way he would accept that, I guess.
When he's like, oh, forgotten something, have you? Like, he thinks it's still you.
Yeah. And then it's Nanamo, and it's very sad. But it's also,
and they do those eyes,
I'm not a big fan of those.
I'm not a huge fan of that because it's super anime.
It's
like, I'm not actually crying, but my eyes are glowing orbs all of a sudden.
Yeah. I like better the tear animation that they have, the little glimmer,
like little drop.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that better too. But it fits for a Lalafell. It does fit on a Lalafell.
They are very anime.
Yeah. Oh, really? But even seeing, like, you could tell, like, even on I think Raubahn got me more, because you could tell he was like,
he was very conflicted.
I don't know what.
He didn't know what to do anymore.
No.
And she's like, I'm not giving you a choice.
No.
I could tell you were regretting your decision and you're lying to yourself. So fuck you, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, she was very kind of brutal with the way she did it, but it was
in a nice way though.
In a nice way,
I think it was the correct way to go about it.
It absolutely was. I mean, he's only going to respond to that kind of stuff, right?
She gave him a royal order, and he is very loyal, so obviously that's the way to do it.
I can't turn it down. This is my order.
Yeah.
And she planned it out very well as well. And people are saying she had to be brutal. Yeah, she had to be.
Yeah. Totally.
She planned it out very well. She's like, you're relieved of your position on the Immortal Flames. You no longer lead them. Pippin's taking your choice. Like, she had it all planned out ahead of time. She's like, this everything you're doing is being replaced. I don't need you anymore. I'm learning how to be a strong person for myself and not have you carry me everywhere, like physically carry me everywhere. Yeah. It was really excellently done.
So she's a Sultana now. And how does it feel? Maela, I know you're an Immortal Flame. You just lost your general.
I am as well.
Yeah, you just lost your general. Your general is Pippin now.
Pippin is the only Lalafell in the game I actually quite like, so I'm not too bothered.
He's probably
I'm more upset that this could mean Raubon's not really part of the game anymore. After Stormblood, he might not have as big a role because he's in Alamigo. He might, but he might not now.
I mean, sorry.
I do like what somebody is pointing out, where he goes, "Seems I'm unemployed now. Do you want to party up?" Like he literally says,
yeah.
I also thought it was really interesting where he's like, even said, "I've even thought about just stopping and running around with you, solving people's problems." And I was like, "That's so awesome!" Like you never hear an NPC that's like, "I would love to be your party member."
Yeah,
because you don't ever like. You never actually get the context of "I would be in your party." He literally says, "I would be in your party."
Yeah.
And it's like, even when the NPCs are going to a dungeon, like Siren Song C, you're there with them, but they're still not in your party.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was so hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if Raubon wants to be my DPS, I will let him.
Definitely.
But I think Raubon might be more in the main scenario, because he's in the Alamigo crew. We don't see much of the Uldar crew, or Limsa, Lominsa, or Gridania crew.
But I mean, like 6.0 onwards.
Yeah,
I'm worried that he'll stay there. He might not. I mean, he shouldn't. He is the best character, so.
I think that'll be dictated by how much we see Emmerich.
Yeah.
Because again, we haven't seen him very much, and he's almost. Or I guess actually that's a valid question. What do you guys think that Raubon is going to end up doing?
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Yeah,
because I think that'll make a big difference as to what
he's probably going to be the general of the military. Yeah, probably. That's like what
he at least like allude to it.
Yeah, she kind of did. She did. But also that's his only experience as a leader of sorts. He's a military leader. So
well, you say that, but he also, to a large degree, was running Ul'dah because Sultana couldn't do anything for herself.
True.
He was doing everything for her.
I was thinking because they need. He might just end up in like the well, I don't know what they're forming, if they're forming a cabinet or if they're forming like whatever they do. Who's going to be like the president of Alamigo?
That's what I'm thinking.
If copying Ishgard, aren't they?
Because Lys,
that's what I agree, Maela. That's what I was getting at. I think that he is going to become very much the Emmerich. Yeah, exactly.
Think so too. Because Lys, because everyone was first initially thinking Lys is going to be the president. She's going to, but she. Did you notice every time she was making a decision, it was Raubon that kept like people? She never made a decision herself.
She's
like
awful.
Yeah, so I think maybe Raubon might, if not the general.
She was either as well.
if not general, then I think perhaps a president or whatever they call it.
But like Yazz was saying about Emmerich, what was he in Stormblood? He appeared randomly in a few fights, and he's not really in
dialogue.
Yeah.
If Raubon is out of the game, I'm out of the game.
Oh,
he's the best.
They're going with the House of Commons. They need a leader. Is that a PM or is that a? Do they have a leader in the House of Commons? Don't they? What is their Emmerich?
Well, they have.
He's a lord.
They're elected by the people.
You do have an elect. I don't even think they're elected by the people. I think they're elected by the. Like, because you have the House of the Commons and the House of the Lords for Ishgard. Yeah. I think Emmerich was elected by those people and not the actual citizens.
There was actually, this is very post-show material, but I wanted to.
I know what you're talking about.
That comment.
Yeah, it was really good. We should talk about that in the post-show. Actually,
we should probably, because I'm sure that person. If that person is watching right now, is gonna rip her hair. He or she will rip its hair out listening to us talking about. Different types of government, but whatever. I'm definitely thinking Raubon's going to be a leader of some sort in Alamigo. I don't think it's going to be Lys. She's going to be high up there somewhere, but
honestly, I don't even know.
They have to give her a high. I mean, she hasn't really done much.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
She has to leave the game as soon as possible.
Yeah, she's becoming Minfilia to me.
I don't want her to leave the game, but she was better when she didn't have much to care about. Yeah. When she was kind of a more happy-go-lucky person. Now she's just like, oh, everything sucks.
When she lost Papa Limo, it all went downhill.
bad.
Yeah, that's true. God,
Yeah.
I forgot about Papa Lima.
I can't tell anyone what
could
to
you?
do.
Well, because he's covered up in our house, isn't he?
He is. You can't see Papa Limo anymore in our house.
Mhm.
Okay. That's the whole. No. Oh, hold your
What?
horses.
Calm down.
There's a
bigger thing.
There's a bigger thing at the end of the main scenario. When you think it's all done, it's all peachy. There's a shot in Kugane. Where our one of my favorite characters, Gusetsu, is.
He is cool.
Oh, I was actually.
If Orange is watching, stop watching now.
What?
If Orange is watching.
Oh yeah, Orange, don't watch.
Stop
Turn off.
watching now.
You're not allowed to watch. This is not for you. Gusetsu sits on a bench. What? And I can't quite remember what. Yeah, he says something, and then someone hands him like an ice cream or whatever. I don't quite know what it was, and it's I can't remember her name. Yotsuyu. And she's
no, she's just Tsuyu now.
Oh yeah, she's Tsuyu.
That's what she is to him, isn't she?
Yeah.
Tsuyu.
She's not Yahtzee.
Yeah, he
anymore.
calls her Tsuyu. Okay, and she hands him an ice cream, and she looks completely fucked up.
I'll save you from the weebs. It's Dongo.
Yeah, it's Dango.
Oh,
Like a little.
So you're gonna get yelled
rice
at by
ball thing.
weebs.
what?
So
It's like a
Dango?
little rice ball. It's like
Oh.
you know that chewy rice ball stuff.
I'm
yeah.
just saving a million comments.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dongo. She's eating.
not ice cream. Oh my god!
They're buying.
I can't believe he said ice cream. I'm fucking unsubscribing.
Can't believe it. Dango is ice cream.
Yeah,
idiot.
she looks pretty fucked up. She's obviously
gone mad, hasn't she?
gone mad. Yeah, it looks
But
like she's.
like she's become a child.
I think that's it seemed
It's cute though.
she was
she's cute, though. A bit weird,
yeah,
but cute.
I don't know about that.
I don't
But
know.
remember, this is the woman who ruined an entire nation.
Yeah,
I think
yeah. I'm looking at the comments. She might be playing a game here because
maybe
she's pretty
I
fucking
hope so,
crazy.
man. I really hope so.
I hope
Because
so too.
honestly, I can't.
Yeah.
If both of our villains besides Xenos, but both of our
I agree.
if they both turn good, that's just
Boring.
so.
It's a cop out, isn't it?
It's such a cop out,
Just
yeah.
get rid of them.
And they built her up as being this ruthless bitch,
Yeah.
She
basically.
was sold to a brothel as a child.
That was my number one concern with that storyline, was that they're going to make her good. Because I already knew Fordola was going to turn. She's going to go light side sooner or later. But,
Well, and I think, personally, Fordola makes a lot more sense.
mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Because Tsuyu, which is that her new
Yeah.
nickname?
It's her new nickname.
Yeah, it's easier to remember. She's like she was terrible. Like so was Fordola, but
Fordola was in a different way, in sort of a lesser way.
And
She
Fordola was
really
a
awful.
lackey.
yeah.
Fordola was a lackey. She wasn't like the person running the country.
No, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
She was. What was her title in?
She was a viceroy.
She was
Wasn't
a
a
viceroy.
yes.
Yeah. So that's as high as you can get, I guess, in that system.
I mean, it's of being like
she was still got beaten up by Xenos.
yeah,
Didn't she?
because she's not a Guardian, but still,
she's still a savage.
yeah,
She's still a savage in his eyes.
yeah.
And she is a savage.
Yes.
Savage.
I guess another sidetrack. I love the point where Fordola's like, they think we're savages, and they're right. We are savages.
Yeah.
He like kind of embraces it. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Because you guys are, and I love it.
There's a thing we skipped here, and that's I don't know. No, it's in the same like end credits part where there are some Imperial guards talking, and
Oh yeah, this was a big one.
This
it's
was
strongly
interesting.
alluding to the fact that Xenos might not be dead.
I think
What?
that's just the Guardians trying to keep everyone under control. That we
There's-
killed someone so high up.
There is so many things that could be going on. I thought this was one of the most intriguing parts of like what might be to come.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's any doubt that he's dead.
No,
He slit his own throat in front of us,
we
right?
Saw
Yeah,
that
he
happen.
killed himself. We didn't
Yeah.
kill him.
It could be propaganda.
Yeah,
It could be clones.
it
Oh,
could
God,
be.
no
It
clones.
could be the Asian we saw at the end of 4.0 when he took off his mask.
That's another thing. Exactly. So we got a lot of cool stuff. You don't think so, Maela?
You don't think it could be the Asian?
Elidibus is Venus.
Yeah.
He was tiny, though. He was really short.
He was, but I mean, I don't know how their transformation. Maybe he can just turn on the face.
Oh, you mean like he can? Like, he's like polymorphing into him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. Yeah,
I thought you were going to try
like just go right. I'm actually Xenos.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't know how Asians work. They seem like they can do a lot of weird shit, so that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
No, because Elidibus is nice.
It could be the brother. Yeah, I don't know about. I think it's gonna. I'll put it this way: this game never does anything too complicated. It's always pretty. They're never like, "Ooh, we're gonna." I mean, do this.
Yeah, they've done.
They attempted one of the greatest plot twists in history and failed it. Didn't they?
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because they can't do plot twists. They try, and it's like, oh, that wasn't at all what happened.
Yeah. What if this is the first one though? We always have to.
It could be, sure.
But it's I'm probably just gonna guess that it's propaganda. I mean, it's in an empire of that size and like how that culture works. When a massive leader is killed by what they consider savages. Exactly. It doesn't reflect well on.
Well, and not only that, but they've taken over two huge masses of territory that you used to own.
Yeah, and they're trying to hide that. Like, they're basically in that cutscene. They're also like, they're saying we lost Alamigo and.
No, we didn't lose.
They're like, we didn't lose Doma and Alamigo. That's impossible. That's total bullshit.
I think the Empire's starting to crumble a little bit inside.
Yeah,
and that'll lead into 6.0 where we join forces with them.
Oh God, I am already. I'm looking
and then in 7.0 we'll take over.
Why did you skip 5.0?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you keep doing that. I was wondering that earlier. You're like
6.0 is the next one.
Yeah.
You're like Raubon's done in 6.0. I'm like, yeah,
we're not that far gone yet. Please.
5.0 will join them. 6.0.
No, 6.0 is when everyone comes back together.
6.0 will be defeating the Asians, and 7.0 is when we become warriors of darkness because we've turned everyone to the light. I think that's going to be the ending. You can quote me on that, guys.
I mean, Xenos could be alive, but it's usually when somebody has the echo, they can kill another person with the echo.
As you said, they have a hard time killing off characters in this.
Yeah, they really don't like
Xenos is the collector's edition statue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, it wasn't.
I think he was just a badass.
No, it was Midgard's armor. So yeah. I don't know. It's the mount version of Midgard's armor too, the Heavensward one, which I didn't quite understand.
That makes no sense. That was a realm
which he doesn't even like. No, they don't even use that version of him for anything.
No,
it's always the little tiny one.
Yeah,
he's the best one.
No, I don't think he's. I think he is dead.
But who was the person at the end that we didn't see? The Guardian at the end in the white outfit.
Oh yeah, we saw.
I mean, I do think it's possible that somebody is like using his body.
Yeah.
That's always an option. I mean, I don't think that's what's happening. I think it might be like I still think that's Gaius's body, to be honest.
This is very complicated.
But I'll leave it open to the fact that yes, it could be an Asian using his body. That's entirely possible.
Yeah, it could be. It's either that or just propaganda. They're trying to make us worried.
I think that it was propaganda and that they were just trying to the developers are really trying to get across the point that it's like, yeah, they're starting to get scared and they're starting to lose their grip on everything.
Yeah.
I think that's really the major point of that cutscenes. Could be wrong though. I mean, I'm actually, that's probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most is the payoff of the Garlean stuff that they've been building up so much.
Yeah. There was also then that quick moment where there's a hand, the white hand. There's like no way we can guess who that is, to be honest. There's nothing.
The only other person who's worn white who was any use was Junia, or whatever she was called.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Olivia.
Is she still alive?
She's dead.
She's dead. Yeah.
She's majorly dead.
She was cool.
Yeah, it was not that kind of. It didn't look like an armor.
No, it wasn't like the power armor, was it?
No.
Remember when Nero was a baddie?
Oh yeah.
In the red suit.
Yeah.
Now he's just a cool dude.
Now he's just very cool.
Now he wears 3 pairs of sunglasses.
Yeah. He's fucking lit. Okay, so now we have to close that. Now we have to move on. We have to
talk about Ivalice.
Now we have to go.
Yeah, we saw the whole thing.
Oh god. Return to Ivalice. Boy, the thing is that I feel like we have a lot to talk about there too, but we don't have time to like dive too deep into.
We don't really
this.
have that much to talk about in it, honestly.
Oh, there's a tiny bit we need to discuss here. But first of all, let's just quickly go through this. Return to Ivalice. We meet up with. She was from the Raven, the journalist that we saw in the screenshot. But it's the sister to the one we're used to, so that's why they had different hair colors.
She was from the Mithril Eye, or was the
Raven? They were both from the Raven. Yeah,
oh, right. The one we. Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, the Raven.
One of them was from the Mithril Eye, and that's why we thought the.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
We thought we were talking to the one from the Mithril Eye, and she was like, "No, I'm the one from the Raven. You're wrong. It's not me."
I
think, right?
I'm
pretty sure.
I'm
pretty sure they both work for different. I could be wrong. Either way, it doesn't really matter.
I think they were.
One
whatever.
of them. She referenced that she's in Ishgard in the Botanist Guild or whatever, or still with the Botanist Guild.
Yeah, she does. So her sister is also. So her sister's from. She wouldn't be in the Botanist. Yeah, they work in the same paper because she was delegated to the Botanist section of the newspaper, and she was out doing. They can't move the real, the canon Raven reporter around because she's probably tied to some other quest, and I don't know where else you get the Raven quest. When there's events,
she's part of the MSQ.
Yeah,
and she's been part of the MSQ. Her sister has been part of the MSQ.
That's why they did that. They gave her a sister.
They just cloned her and went, yeah, you can talk to her instead.
Change her hair color a bit to make her look a little bit different. Anyways, there's a traveling Garlean.
More Garleans.
Yeah, theater troupe. The Zodiac Braves, and she's there to cover that. And you just follow along basically, and
which that was actually a lot more interesting than I thought it was at first.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a bag of a lot of stuff in there. First of all, the airship inside, I was surprised by the scale of it. And the fact that it does seem like as we progress we might see more of that airship because there are lots of corridors everywhere.
I also think that maybe they're gonna like work on the Bahamut head, something like that. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want that as a housing item?
Oh, please make it happen. I want a big Bahamut head.
Maybe we'll get like a full play at the end. They'll actually put in a play for us.
That would be cool. That might happen.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's difficult to talk about this without touching upon that last part. But okay, let's just in quick strokes talk about the royal city of Rabanastre and all that.
Well, can we talk about like the story of the actual troop first?
Okay.
Because I thought there was a lot of really, really cool stuff there.
Yes.
And like they did a good job of explaining why they don't hate you. You know, why they would even want your help at all. Because originally, it was, I can't remember the guy's name, but the Emperor before the one now.
Oh god, I can't remember his name. He
absolutely loved like culture. You know, he was all about making these things great, and formed a lot of these troops. Paid for that's why they have their airship. They have this big, expensive airship and all this stuff. And when he died and was replaced, they didn't really like him very much. So they started writing plays that were ousting things about the Empire that they couldn't normally say. It was very Shakespearean, right? Where they were like talking about all these issues that they shouldn't be talking about, but they disguised it. And
Solus is the name of the Emperor, by the way.
Solus. Is that the new one? Or is
He's
the old
new
one?
one.
He's the new one, right?
Oh, that's the new one. Oh yeah, that's his.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the name of the old one. Thank you. I appreciate the lore book reference. And basically they started writing these plays that once everybody.
Defo Varus.
It is Varus.
Oh yeah, Solus is the old emperor.
Varus is the new one.
Varus is the new one.
Okay. Thank you. Cool. So they started writing all these plays, and after a while, once everybody knows about them, you can't really stop them from doing it because then everybody knows that what they're saying is true.
Right. Yeah.
So they basically kind of like they basically started talking shit about the Empire. The Empire can't say stop it because then everybody goes, oh okay, all right, I see now. So they had this genius way and basically gives them freedom to do almost whatever they want to a large degree, so they could do a lot of these things. I thought that was super funny, and it explains why Garleans would in any way, shape, or form want help from you.
Yeah.
Because you'd think that they would just be, you'd think they wouldn't even want to spread culture to outside of Garlean territory, right? Why would they? But this explains why they would do that. Thought it was excellently explained.
Yeah. I liked the fact that, because at first you think like, okay, these are friendly Garleans. Ramsa, when you first meet him, he's not quite.
He's a dickhead.
He's very Garlean in behavior.
He's just an asshole.
He's an asshole. Yeah.
He's an asshole.
But his sister's nice.
Yeah. She's your typical little sister stereotype. There.
I liked the clothes they had.
They're very, very good representation of tactics gear.
Honest. Yeah.
Especially, I want their ponytails.
Yeah,
because they're so cool. Like they look exactly like a 3D rendering of a tactics character, and I think it fits.
Like Ramsa
really
even
well.
has the boing. He even has that one. Yeah.
And it doesn't look super like outrageously anime. Like the way they've done it, it all looks really good.
Yeah. So. There's a lot, we can't talk about all of it, sadly. So
basically their dad's gone missing.
Yeah, daddy is missing, and he's working on a play. Is that
story of Eve?
The true story of Ivalice? He's got a slight obsession about Ivalice.
I think,
work, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's not actually I don't think he gives a shit about the play.
He just wants to know the truth.
Yeah.
I think he's using the play to mask what he's actually trying. Like he's saying, I'm trying to figure out all this information because I want to write a play, but he's actually doesn't. I don't think he cares about the play anymore. I mean, he named his children after the legend. It's like he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. As we travel inside the royal city of Rabanastre, we encounter the last boss. Is I can't remember his name.
Argus something or other.
Yeah, he's a character in Tactics, and he's I have to remember my Tactics lore. He's the brother. Oh wait, where is he in Tactics? I can't remember. But the thing that bothers me about this is that his story is never explained properly. He is just a pop-up villain at the end of the dungeon, which I feel is a terrible way to. Because he even says like, "Ramsa, help me" at the end, which is like, well, why are you asking? Like, if
he's talking to the old Ramsa.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but we don't get that explained. Nothing. Like, we don't really get who is this fucker.
It must. Hopefully, they'll expand on that for the next round.
Yeah,
and it'll all tie up.
Hopefully.
I almost don't think it's like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's going to be very similar to Argeth in Tactics." I don't think that that's actually the case. They share pretty different stories. I mean, yeah, he is dealing with the Lukile, which is basically that's what like Mateus and they all basically turn into Lucavies. But it seems very different, you know? It doesn't seem like it's the same character.
We'll get to this.
I know, and that's what I was trying not to talk about it yet, but
yeah. At the very end, we meet Bagamnon and his crew. Which again, when I watched the cutscene again, because you said that because he himself looks pretty alright, animation wise, but my god, the other ones are just paper mache.
Awful, right?
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know why
I just want to point out, Bagamnon is the reason you know this is a separate world.
What?
Bagamnon is the reason you know it's a separate world.
We'll also get to that.
He's alive.
We'll also get to that.
Bombshell diffused.
No. Let's fucking jump into it. So Woolhead said that before this came out, that this was probably going to be more or less canon to Ivalice. This is something he said himself. Now he has tweeted something later, which I don't know what he's on, but there's something weird with this man. I'm going to get to that later. Now, the theory that we have talked about like a billion times on this show, even before Return to Ivalice was announced, was the Ivalice was on Hydaelyn theory. And everything that they say in this game with this quest makes it very clear that Ivalice is a thing on Hydaelyn. That's for sure. Ivalice exists on Hydaelyn. Dalmasca is a part of Hydaelyn lore. It's canon. Now the question everyone's asking is this canon to Tactics and 12?
No.
So let's look at the evidence first.
No.
Everything except for the Bagamnon part. Except for
Baguette.
Why can I not suddenly not... Don't say baguette, because now I'm going to fucking think baguette every time I say it. Bagamnon, he's the only wrench in the... He's like the only thing that's fucking everything up. That could be, one, because he's a character that people relate... Like, a lot of people remember from 12 without bringing in Bosch and Fran. Right. It could also be... I've read somewhere that people say that it could just be like a descendant of Bagamnon, because it's very normal for people to name like their great, like far down the family tree, you name them after a famous
but the whole group is there.
Member. Yeah, but they're just generic ones.
They look pretty similar though. It's like, I mean, they clearly intended for that to be Bagamnon's crew. You know what I mean? They don't specifically name, or do they? They might even name them.
They don't name them. They don't name them. He just shoot
one of them.
Yeah, he just
the one he shoots. He doesn't say the guy's name? The one he shoots?
He doesn't die.
I don't remember. No, he just gets...
He doesn't give two shits. Be like, it didn't hurt that bad, get up.
What if they're just not... What if they're... what if they can't die? Well, maybe there's something there. Maybe that, or it's just fan service for people, because they know that most people have 12 as a reference to Ivalice and not necessarily Tactics, because 12 is the mainline title. Maybe that's why they did that, because everything else is so perfectly lined up. And the fact that Woolhead did say that this was probably going to be canonical, I can't remember his real name, I'm very sorry.
No, he's Canon Woolhead.
He's Canon Woolhead on Speakers of Hydaelyn. There's I mean, it wouldn't, and also people also point out that Ivalice is one of the only Final Fantasy games where you don't actually get an airship to move around freely in the world. You only have fast travel. We also don't know the name of the world Ivalice takes place on. We've always assumed that Ivalice is like it's never explained what, like, Ivalice is like the realm, and then there are the kingdoms within that, which is Dalmasca and the Rosaria.
It's like your Eorzea, basically.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then again, we've talked about the continents thing looking. Now that's another issue that doesn't quite line up with the old theory that Ivalice kind of looks like the three continents, just in a what's that called again, when it's just one big Pangea?
Just like a supercontinent, basically.
Or Pangaea or something. I can't remember.
It's Pangea. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
My girlfriend would get mad at me. She's a geology student, so I can't let that fly. I'm sorry.
This is a supercontinent. It's
it does, yeah.
Everything now lines up. There's another thing that I noticed when I was playing with Maela. We were looking for Pedro Caramello in our Emerald.
Oh yes. We don't need to.
Let's not talk about that. We can talk about it in the post show. What I was looking at maps, and have you noticed that there's a question mark map?
Yeah, there's a question mark map
in the overworld region maps. There's just question marks. Click that one. There's just a massive question mark. If you click that, if you click the other one, it shows Rabanastre.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Oh yes.
So where's the list of like Thanalan?
It is listed as a question mark region.
It's just question marks.
Fuck off.
Because you know when you go to Rabanastre and it says above it question mark, question mark, question mark.
Don't tell me these things. Don't tell me these things. I'm gonna get too excited.
When you load in the first time, it says question mark, question mark, question mark. The royal city of Rabanastre.
Region.
That's totally gonna say Ivalice, isn't it?
Wait.
One day.
When you first time you load Rabanastre.
Okay, wait. What do you...
Okay, let me explain. No.
I got confused. I got confused.
You're not confused. Open the main map. Okay. Open the main map in 14. You will click the... If you're in La Noscea, it'll say La Noscea. Click that one. You'll get a list of all the available regions authored. Then there's a question mark section.
Okay, so it is what I was thinking.
Yes. If you click that one, there's just a massive map with a big question mark in the middle. And if you click on the local regions, or like the where you select middle, and it says Royal City of Rabanastre.
Yeah, Yazzie boy.
How about that theory?
It's real. It's real.
It's definitely happening.
Well, I don't think that gives any credence to that theory for me.
It does give credence to the fact that it's definitely going to be a zone.
I mean, does the zone? Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, that's like...
That has never happened before with a raid, so...
I'm dying right now. You shouldn't have told me that mid-podcast. I'm freaking out now. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it is. I freaked out too when I saw that the first time. The worst thing is that I saw that question mark thing several times and didn't even click it. I don't know why I didn't, but yeah.
Well, why would you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't necessarily, yeah.
And then, seeing that it's actually related to Rabanastre, it made me very happy. So how do we, what were we talking about again?
I don't know, but I don't care anymore. No, we're talking about the
banger.
Links allowed. If it's a picture, so you probably should, you probably can if there's a picture of the map if you want to show that to the people. That's a dream that I abandoned before the patch because I was talked out of the dream. But here we are. It's very, very possible now. Yeah, there we go. There it is. The region map that we don't quite know what it is, but it's obviously going to be Ivalice or something the like.
Wow, that is... I can't even do the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So
anyway, so
the banger, and then you rescue the dad, but they've stolen the book which contains all of the translations for the old Ethiopian language. You go back to the airship.
Tons of information on
loads of information on it. You go back. They've got a few bits of information, but
which again, I have to say, to the theory that Eorsi and Ivalice, that is also a mineral that seemed to be native to that planet that we play in.
Yeah, but we've had Orosite in the game already.
Okay, but if you want to go with that, the Void was destroyed by Orosite just as much as. So you could say Ivalice is part of the Void then as well.
Oh, well,
because Orosite, but Orosite is the reason why everything got messed up in the Void shard. So I mean, you could say that, but it's clearly present across multiple.
I mean, if they're going out of their way, let's say now that they're adding Ivalice as a region. I mean, why would they go out of their way to add fucking Ivalice to 14 if it's not going to be like talked about the canon thing? He doesn't want to talk too much about it, though.
But why would they go through the trouble of adding Doma if it's not the same Doma?
Well, Doma, that's different. That's another good point, because Doma is Doma in name only. But that's happened a lot of times that they put in references that are just names. But
there's references. There's references to Scion in the Doma thing as well, which.
Yeah, well, but but look at Ivalice. Look at how perfectly it lines up with the Garlean Empire. Like it's perfect. And if I don't know, I feel like at least now it has more. This patch has made that theory way more viable than what
I agree. I do agree, absolutely.
So yeah,
I think we'll know by the time these raids are done. We'll know if it's like a sure thing or not.
Oh yeah, there was a tweet by Woolhead recently where he said some confusing shit. Where I think he said that it was that something about it being canonical. They tried to, or something. I can't remember. There was a very poorly translated tweet. He tweeted in Japanese, but it was translated pretty poorly, I think. But it was very confusing. But it does seem like he's trying to make it canon, but also not quite. So I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to be coy. I don't know.
That's the part that's the most confusing to me, is that it seems like everybody on the dev team's like, yeah, it's a thing. It's so true to Ivalice, but it's not Ivalice. Like they're so vague about it, you know.
And the fact that they talk of the War of the Lions, that happened. So like it's I don't know.
For me, if it turns out to just be like a Final Fantasy XIV version of it rather than it actually being Ivalice, that in itself will be a little bit disappointing because they've hyped it up so much and then it turns out to just be nothing.
Yeah.
But I was saying this to you quite a while, like a few weeks ago or something. If it is canon Ivalice, it will only really be impressive to me if you can then go back to the older games and there's some very vague reference that will make it all fit together.
I don't see how that would work.
But they won't have gone that far.
That would be next levels of foresight.
Yeah,
that would be amazing, wouldn't it?
14 was not even a thing like in anyone's mind at that point, I believe. Although one could argue that 12.
The guy who makes the law, the guy who invented Ivalice must have known what's going to happen with it.
Well,
if this was ever going to happen. Or
from
not.
what I've seen of him, you don't really know how his mind works.
He's just on wine all the time, isn't he?
He's mostly drunk.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. He did say, he said the 14 version of Ivalice. That's more or less what he said. But he did also mention canon. That was a thing that he brought up there. That it is a 14 version of Ivalice, but it is also canon, something like that. And it's weird because in the stream, he's just straight up said it's canon to Ivalice.
To Ivalice,
and we're like,
because I mean, there's no point in saying canon if you're talking about 14 because it's obviously canon in 14.
Yeah,
like, you don't need to say that.
Like Crystal Tower isn't canon to 3. Like but
it's canon to 14.
It's canon to 14.
You don't need to say.
Don't bring the word up.
It's that 13 that the Crystal Tower is canon in 14. Like no shit, it's canon.
The fact that we are confused and are talking about it being canon means that something has been said that gives us, because we didn't talk about this when this was not a subject when Crystal Tower came out or the other shit. Like that's
nobody went Diablos.
Yeah.
Oh, is this canon to 8 then? Like nobody makes those connections, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're inside the magic herb.
Go and play 12 and tactics and talk to every pointless NPC to see if anything is said. Someone do that. Look for any reference.
It's speakers plays now. It's gonna be all NPC.
Yeah.
Some tiny NPC in the corner, like hidden behind a bush that you'll
be like, you ever heard of Garlemald? Have you ever heard of Garlemald? They are assholes.
Final Fantasy 12 takes place before Tactics, yet 14 Rabanastre was built on top of the ruins of Lysalia.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff with that.
There is weird stuff. Some of it can probably be explained by all the weird shit that actually happens in there. But it's weird. We'll probably know by the end of the raid. I am now pretty sure that when we're done with the raid, we might get Ivalice as some sort of zone of some sort. I don't know why they would add that to the map section if they. Why would I want to access the Alliance raid map outside of the raid? You can't do that with any other dungeon. I think no, you can't. Can you?
You can access all of them.
Oh yeah, you can. But they're not. You can't access.
But they're not in their own question mark.
They're just in.
And what is that question mark map? Like what is it?
Like I can't. The name is something.
Like Weeping City is in Mordona region, and that is what it is in the game.
But it's huge. The whole what's the name of it? The Saltmoor. Is that what it's called? The Saltmoor.
Saltmoor Flats or something.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. That whole area is so massive.
Yeah.
It's such a huge area of the map. They don't give it its own zone.
Yeah.
Like under its thing, just because it takes place there.
I need to find out what that's called.
I know it's really.
Yeah.
So
I just played through War of the Lions again, and I honestly believe Final Fantasy XIV's Lysalia is at least completely canon to Tactics, 100%.
Yeah, but Rabanastre isn't built on top of Lysalia in Tactics.
Isn't it like the Euphemi Salt Flats?
Yes, Euphemi Saltmoor.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you so much. Euphemi.
Because that's what the game's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
From like Dunscaith or whatever.
Yeah.
Rubbish Dunscaith.
So
awful.
Yeah, but see, Crystal Tower and stuff, that makes more sense.
Yeah, they're in.
See it from. But yeah, no. I'm thinking maybe it's there because when you think about it, it depends on which side we go for, but it would actually make more sense to go from the east than it would be to go from the west to go up to Garlemald. So maybe on our way there, Ivalice is like the logical step we would have to take.
Yeah.
You know?
It does. How weird would it be if we got Ivalice as a city-state, not a teleport point, instead of Alamigo? The irony. Like, we just got some random Final Fantasy XII reference spot instead of actual Alamigo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anything there that's like, you know?
You don't think there's going to be like a teleport point there if it's Ivalice?
To Rabanastre?
Not to Rabanastre, because obviously we're not getting to walk through This is I'm talking about the question mark map, the region question mark map. I feel like that's like, if there is an overworld map planned, that's where that's going to be, because
Eureka. That's where Eureka's going to
Maybe it's Eureka, but why would that be in?
That is a possibility. That is actually a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
fuck Alamigo. Yeah. I don't really care about Alamigo anymore.
I mean, everybody's kind of over it because they screwed us on it so hard.
Yeah.
Thavnair? No, that's not close enough to Thavnair. It's not close enough because it's north. It's way north.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe it's just the fact that it's on the way there. I don't know. Like, maybe it's something that's makes sense.
It has to be
to
something
have
else.
Planned. It has to be something, though. Yeah, there's no way that that's just a random coincidence. They wouldn't.
It'll be something.
It'll be something, because if they didn't plan to make something else there, they would have just placed Royal City of Rabanastre under Hingashi or Author.
I mean, it's basically close to Author anyways.
Yeah.
You really fucked my mind for this last half of this podcast.
You're welcome.
I'm so scattered now. I'm just like, what is it? I need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody says it could be a PvP map. I mean, there's lots of things it could be.
Please. A way to piss on my parade. If that's a PvP map, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I'm gonna cry. Okay, we have to finish now because there's a post show coming up and we're gonna do shit in that one. So, quick pee break and all that. I'm Lukile Bravestone. I've been joined by Yazz and Maela and Yazz. Remember to watch the show live if you can every Saturday at 12 p.m. PDT. We're soon going. We have to change our time soon because we're going over to winter time. I fucked myself over there. Live every Saturday, 12 p.m. PDT, 7 p.m. GMT. We don't have to change that one because that never changes. Remember to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com. Why do I don't usually say the address. At SpeakersXIV, facebook.com/SpeakersXIV.
I can solve this for you. Look up.
Just look above me. I don't know why I keep reading it because I also keep reading it off the screen, which is literally that bar. So I don't know why I'm doing that.
Audio viewers.
Audio listeners. That's why I'm doing it, yes. I knew that. That's why I'm doing it. Twitter at SpeakersXIV, Facebook.com/SpeakersXIV, Twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidelin, and YouTube.com/SpeakersXIV. See you if you're watching this live. Post show coming up. Make sure to watch that. We'll be back in a bit. Bye.
Bye.